First things first, man. Congratulations on your commitment to Nebraska. Just kind of take me through the process, what these last, month has been like, and what ultimately led to you picking Nebraska.
Yeah, it's been a hectic month towards the end of the season, and then obviously once my name was entered in the portal. But my process it went pretty smooth. Probably as smooth as it could go for as hectic as the transfer portal is nowadays. But I mean, just getting to know Coach Hoiberg in Nebraska, and I mean, for me, once I got there and was able to visit there, it was a pretty solid pick, and I knew that that was for sure where I was going to go. It was just him, the people, the culture, the play style was huge for me. The way that they read and react and play off the ball, and obviously shoot a lot of threes. That kind of favors my style of play a little bit, and know what Coach Hoiberg has done in his past, and he was able to quite literally do it in my position and the type of player that I am, and he did it all and made it to the highest level. And the way that I see him, and the way that he can help me out is something that I'll obviously be able to work with these next 2 years, and I'm excited for.
When you look at everything, obviously you had visits to IU, you've had some visits elsewhere to Maryland, I believe, some other schools. Was sticking in the Big Ten a big deal for you, first off, and secondly, just what kind of separated Nebraska from some of those other visits when you ultimately got on campus? I know you said Coach Hoiberg was a big deal for you, but kind of what about Lincoln and Coach Hoiberg's program made them stand out over everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I wasn't too sure a lot about Lincoln. I'd been there twice, and that was just to play these last 2 years, and getting to experience what it's like in Pinnacle Bank Arena, and getting to see the environment that the fans and the team and the culture in Nebraska has made it to be. I mean, to see that and be able to live it, and we've had two rough games both times we've been there, and so I know how tough it is to play in that arena, and getting to know the guys on the team was huge for me. I'm a big relationship person. I'm a I want to be, as close as I can with the coaches and the people that are around me every single day. And um, on the visit that night, once we kind of got most of the stuff figured out, I ended up just going to hang out with the guys at their apartment. And I mean, that was realistically the initial deciding factor that put me over the edge, that made me want to be there. And you know, the part where, I mean, Nebraska hasn't won a tournament game, and that I want to be a part of something special for a school that, that we can make history forever, and go down that path. And, I want to keep this Nebraska train going in the right direction now that I'm going to be a part of it.
Yeah, how do you see yourself fitting in with the team, and what is it that you feel like you ultimately bring to that program as a guy that obviously made his name as a shooter, but has obviously developed your game in a lot of different ways?
Yeah, like I said, I've seen what Coach Hoiberg has done with type of players that are like me, in an extent where we shoot a lot of threes, and that's where we thrive. And to see what he was able to do with KSA and other guys on the team, and be able to envision myself, and he showed me clips and what he sees and what he thinks I can do. And the play style, for me, the fit was the number one thing that really attracted me.
Where when in your conversations with him, just what does he kind of see you bringing to this offense and to that team as a guy that obviously can do a lot of different things offensively, can shoot the ball all over the court as well.
Yeah, he was. I mean, like I said, he was showing me many different, off ball screens to coming off for different types of catch and shoots, and different types of reading and reacting off back cuts, getting myself open for scoring cuts, or opening someone else up with the attention I'll probably be getting off the 3-point line. And, obviously a lot of these coaches too in the portal talked about being able to come off ball screens better. And, that was something that, now I know I got to work on that a little bit more after these coaches have told me that. And, coach as well, he wants me to get better at that too. And just to see the different, type of actions they got for players like me, and for a team to play so freely and openly was big.
You mentioned obviously Casey and what he was able to develop into during his time there. Do you kind of see yourself being able to be that kind of an offensive threat for that team as well? A guy, like Keisei Tominaga was for that team.
Yeah, yeah, I believe I can go in there and and make an impact and be get to back to where I was freshman and in high school, competitive wise. And they I feel like they want me to get back to that point. They want me to be a competitor and have fun playing the game. And filling that role is definitely something that for me will obviously bring some joy back to the game.
You mentioned obviously, going in and trying to help Nebraska do something pretty special and, win a tournament game, make some history down there. Obviously, you've seen the rise that, they've had since Coach Hoiberg took over. How excited are you to join that and help continue that moving forward and keep on building that program up to where, where you guys can get to that point where you start to make some history?
Yeah, for me, being able to be a part of something special is something that I want to be a part of. And to see where the program has gone in the last couple of years and the trajectory of how much people and the fans in Nebraska are putting effort into the program, and I want to watch them be successful. I mean, both times we played there, it was sold out arena, and realistically, I thought PBA was the best playing environment we had last year. And for me to be able to be a part of a fan base, that loves the team so much, that wants to see it succeed, I'm really excited for it. Obviously, you guys know me. I love to interact with people too, so it's something that really gets me on the edge of my seat.
You stay in the Big Ten too. How exciting is that to obviously get to play where, family, everyone can still come watch you play. You get to play in such a conference that's obviously making some expansion here going into next year as well with UCLA, USC, those schools coming in.
I wasn't necessarily sure where I was gonna go. I thought, probably I was gonna head outside the Big Ten, and all of a sudden, I was hearing from a bunch of Big Ten schools, and obviously I ended up back in the same conference. It's good. It's good to know that I'll be able to play, in spots where my family can come and watch. With Lincoln being an 11-hour drive, from back home, and being able to compete against some of the guys that I've grown relationships with because I've been able to compete against them, is something that I'm looking forward to as well. And obviously, being able to play, coming back here and to Madison and being having the chance to do that again, I'm excited for. But the Big Ten basketball and opening up to the West Coast. I have a bunch of family out in California too, so to have it extended that and being able to play in front of people that I love but don't get to see a lot, that's exciting for me too, to be able to go and do that.
Last one for me. Where do you still need to see yourself, improve the most? You mentioned obviously the coming off the ball screens, things like that. Where do you still need to see your game grow if you want to be able to go in there and make an impact in this Nebraska lineup?
For me, I got to get my body, physically better, in many different aspects. And, I know that, it's been something that I've been working on for the past 2 years now. And, now it's really gotta mean a lot more. And, I got to take it to the next level, and I got to be able to create more off the dribble too. And you be able to create open shots. There's going to be a lot of freedom, on the offense. I'm going to be going in and to be able to create for myself, or even if it's driving and being able to kick to someone else, that's huge too, to be able to have the rock in my hand and not necessarily just always be off ball.